Everything comes on. This is welcome to Bridges Live and the show Voices to be Heard. And I'm your host, Dr. Paul Dyer, and my other partner here, Tamara Randolph.
Hello.
Tell everyone what you've been up to, girl. Well, we haven't seen you 2 weeks. This every other week thing, and I'm doing shows every day.
You are doing a ton of shows. I have no idea how you keep up. I get all the alerts like, go, doctor. You are killing it.
Well, and someone asked me, like, why do you do shows? I said, there are 5 different shows completely different.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, they are. And I've tuned into a couple, and they are different. So thank you for just, stretching yourself and giving the people what they want.
Well, I actually think that the shows I'm doing, it's not being done.
Yeah.
And I don't think I want to step on anyone's toes or shoes or pull anyone's pigtails at all. But this is not just a thing for, like, there's some shows out there only for blacks. This is black this, black that, right?
Right.
Okay, and those shows still need to be.
Right.
And I think there's shows for cooking, and those shows still need to be. But right. I think Voices to be Heard. We're talking about domestic violence, how to get out of here, how to just say how to speak. Even if you can't get out of your own situation, we want to hear from you, and hopefully that helps. Even if it's in the quiet voice, right. You're in the closet going, I don't want my husband to hear me say these things, but it's horrible. But we want to let you know that you're not alone.
Yep.
That's important to me.
That's definitely the important thing. And I think, and that's why I feel like I'm so blessed to be part of this show every other week or every week, because I believe that we are a motivation for people who, like you said, they can't necessarily say what they want to say, but they're encouraged to know that, there are people here fighting for them, people who may look like them, or maybe in similar situations, and they have that encouragement to be better, to move on, to grow, and to get out of that toxic situation. And that was one of the main reasons I created KEP, which wonderful logo is sitting right behind you, keeping every possibility tangible. And that possibility meaning, and tangible meaning, like it's in my grasp. I know I can reach it, and I want to make sure that we, as kept, we here on the show are providing that possibility, and that's the thing that pushes me, regardless how I feel, what I may or may not be doing on the said day. My motivation and my prayer is that we are reaching that one person that needs to hear us tonight, or that needs to see my face, or needs to see me post something, or needs to see action, because that's the encouragement they need. And happiness and being yourself and loving on yourself and being your best self for not only yourself, but for your family, for your friends, for your loved ones is the goal. So I am, again, honored that we are able to provide this to each week we do.
And we did that challenge. I don't know, God, it just seems like a long time ago. It was around the holidays, actually. Like, let's check on each other.
Yes.
We need to know that people are okay, because there's a lot of people that know, even in your own family. I wonder if people turned around and looked inside their brothers, sisters, cousins, people they call family, right, and realized that they're probably not in a good situation.
Right. And I mean, this pandemic just did numbers on people mentally who were not in domestic violent situations, like just a mental change, uproot of my norm, losing a job, not being able to communicate, not being able to contact people, and just having to stay indoors. All of that set aside is a mental adjustment. Some has handled it better than others. And then if you pack on top of all of that, you're in a situation that is a struggle. It's a fight each and every day. And at any given time, no matter what, and it's all based on someone else's feelings or however they want you to feel, or like that is a struggle. And my consistent prayer is that there's relief for them in whatever way. They need to get out. They find that door, they see that window, they see that person that's in their spirit saying, come on, I can help you, or go, come on through that door, come on through that window, because it's necessary. And I can't even begin to say I know what it feels like, because I don't. But I know for sure there are a lot of people who have struggled, and oftentimes silently, through these toxic situations, for sure.
I'm going to ask you to talk to a woman who has a baby, who has a baby on the way, and in a toxic situation with a male partner, and she's not sure if she should leave.
Yeah, so I'll kind of go into a little bit of my story. I'm not sure kind of how often I've shared, but my mother was killed by her husband at the time. I witnessed the murder, and as a child, I was 10 years old, or I was 9. No, I was 10. Yeah, I had just turned 10, probably 13 days before then. So I, as a child, witnessed my mother being unhappy all of the time. And I know that for my mom, I don't actually know, but I believe that that's not where she wanted to be. But for whatever reason, the strong woman, like those that knew her could not tell that she was going through the hell she was when she was at home. My mother was a strong woman.
We suffer in silence.
Yeah, suffering in silence. I was, a great child, of course, an angel. And, but my mom had also just had my little sister a few weeks before that. So literally a mother who was pregnant, and her husband was abusing her when my mom was well over 6 months pregnant, I believe, with my little sister. He had, they had gotten an altercation, I believe, after she may have dropped me off at school. He chased her. They were driving. She essentially jumped out the car. He chased her into an apartment building where she was going to try to find help. And one of the tenants opened the door for my mom. He burst through the door after her and ended up flipping her over a balcony. Like, again, she was well over 6 months pregnant with his child. And my mom still took him back. My mom got him out of jail. She married him, I think, that same day. So mentally, he had a hold on her. And I feel like she was embarrassed that she, the strong woman who everyone knows, my family is full of women, beautiful women. We do our own thing, we live super long. My greatest aunt is well in her 90s and driving and still fussing at people and stuff. So
you mean she's cursing people out?
I mean, she's a church-going woman, so I don't want to say. I don't want to say she's cursing people, but she may raise her voice by mistake sometimes. But my mom, she had the example. She knows that, we are women and we will fight for you, if necessary. So I feel like it was more of a shame that she allowed herself to be in that situation. But literally all she needed to do was let someone know. And the amount of time it would have taken for relief to get there, she wouldn't have even known, like, how my entire family from North Carolina and Ohio would have been here. And he may or may not have been missing, within the same night. Like, it's my family is super supportive in that, but it was just, I don't feel like she had the courage to speak up and say she actually needed help. And even when that incident happened, with him flipping her off the balcony, for some reason in her mind, she just said, we can get through this. And he convinced her of such but my mom was I feel like she was committed and dedicated to making this family work, regardless of what it meant to her personally.
Right.
And for me, again, as the child in that situation, I remember vividly just my mom not being happy and me not knowing that. I don't know this mom. Like, my mommy was never like that. She was always a happy person. We were always we were going either watching sports or going to softball games. And just my family, we laugh aloud, like pretty loud. I know it doesn't seem like it. It seems like I'm very quiet and
No. It doesn't seem that way.
Oh man, you suppose I agree with me?
No, hell no.
But we laugh loud. Like, if it's funny, we are going to laugh. I mean, so we just love. We're happy generally, and my mom wasn't that. And really, all I could, just to kind of jump back onto your original question, it's just to paint the picture that it is okay for you to be the trophy or the what everyone visualizes you as, the strong woman, the woman that has everything pulled together. And it's not your fault that this man or this individual doesn't know how to treat you. It's not your fault. And if you need the help, get the help. It is okay. No one is going to look at you any less. And those that you feel like that do, because some people are just unrealistic. They weren't meant to be in your life anyway. And oftentimes, I think that's one of the reasons why therapy, I feel like, is easier when it's someone you don't know, because you don't feel that judgment. And it's necessary. I am a plug for, I always plug therapy.
Yep.
That's the way you get help. That's the way you figure out and talk. You just need someone to talk different things through. And
you
in
need
your
someone
mind,
to be your person.
Yeah. In your mind, that they don't have any additional insight. They're literally listening to you, helping you get out what you're trying to convey, and they're helping you down the path that you need. And that's one of the things. If nothing else, then let's get therapy. Let's figure out a person that you can talk to, your friend. And oftentimes it's coworkers where people, find that solace and that person they can confide in, and it happens to be a coworker. And of course, now during the pandemic, since we're working from home, it's not as easy for you to get away and just talk to you. But hopefully, again, the text message goes a long way. Like, girl, I just need to get out. I need to go to the grocery store. Can you just meet me at Giant? I'll meet you in the cereal aisle. Those, if that is what's necessary, then let's do that, because it's essential for you.
What about the people who don't have cars? I know they feel like they're stuck. They really feel like they're stuck because of the cars and and not being able to catch mass transportation because they're on limited schedules now, and so it's really, people have been cut off completely.
Yeah, it's a totally different life, and but you have to be committed to figuring out how you can make that happen. So I think that, you kind of often hear like people make time for what they want. And I feel like once you decide it's time for you to go, or it's time for you to figure some things out, you can figure it out. It's easier to say, of course, because I'm not in a situation.
Yeah, but you had said something once before, and we've had people on the show. Yeah. Sometimes they don't feel like they're worthy.
Right. But you are.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's a mental thing. And that's why I was trying to talk about, I think, like, specifically for my mom, I feel like mentally she felt like either she could fix it. I feel like in my family, we are fixers. It's a trait that I've recognized that I am, and how it can definitely lead you down a bad path. Sometimes you're trying to fix stuff. Look, it's just, I can't fix it, and sometimes it's hard to take that stance. But, I feel like you will fix it. And I pray God opens that door and that light for you to figure out, you know what? I've been praying and I've been patient and trying to deal with it. I just need a sign. I just need someone to show me a way, or someone to give me that motivation. And I know that there are a number of outlets there, the National Domestic Hotline, online and via phone. They have a number of resources, no matter where you are in the country,
Right.
internationally as well. But they have resources that you can look up, and it's specific to wherever you're living. There are different shelters that provide locally. Here in Maryland, there are definitely shelters that are not only open 24 hours a day where you can come if you need to, but they have different caseworkers that'll help you figure out a way. How can you get to them? I'm not sure, what specific transportation options they have, but if there's anyone watching and they need that help to figure that out, please reach out to me. My website is here, so shekept.org. My contact is Tamara, Tamara at shekept.org, and you can also send me a direct message on all of the social media. So we're on Facebook and Instagram. But I am more than happy, and I've done it before, to help provide that link for you. So if you need figure out transportation to wherever you need to go to, if you need help finding a therapist so that you can just talk things through, there are different resources, financial resources that are available. There are a number of organizations that are sitting and waiting to help. And of course, they don't know that the help is needed until you reach out. So right. I am more than happy to be that voice for you if necessary.
They can't knock on your door and say, we know that you're feeling this way. It's just, it doesn't come off miraculously. And the other question I have is, and one's a goofy one, but it's not a question, is what's the deal with people not able to check each other's phones? Is there seemed to be some hostility in that in relationships, period. Like someone checking your phone or someone wanting to check your phone. And no one's going to ever know the reasons of the reason.
Yeah, I think it's a little touchy for me. Like for me, I am not a phone checker.
Right.
Right. Although if you are beside me and, my eyes may glance down, I think it's just natural. It's not on purpose.
Right,
I'm like,
right.
But it's just a natural. I may look over and kind of see. But I think that goes alongside with trust.
Yes.
If I don't trust you, the phone isn't going to help me. I'm probably most definitely, if I'm checking your phone, I am looking for that thing that confirms
what I think.
The fact that I don't trust you.
Right.
And so if I get to that point where I have to phone check, we just need to go ahead and end this because it's not going to work out. So, and I think that I think that's the reason why that person would be offended with the ask to check the phone. Because it's like, oh, you don't trust me? Oh, look at my hat. Good thing my hair not too bad.
You look good.
But they're like, oh, you don't trust me? And I just think, I think that it goes 50-50.
I think when I see memes and bleeps and things about it, I don't think it's funny.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a funny matter the way I did. Because I saw this one thing on Instagram and a couple was like, they were whatever, and I don't think it's a funny thing. I think it's a serious thing on trust or insecurity.
Yeah,
one of
definitely.
There's still two red flags. Either the person's insecure or the person lacks trust.
Right,
and they both
insecurities can end relationships immediately. If you are insecure, it's never going to work, specifically with me, because I can only, kind of, but I just, being insecure just puts such a damper on the relationship in general. And there are insecurities and situations that don't require it, like Example,
Is there any time that it requires insecurity? Anytime?
No,
I can't think of one. I can't think of one.
No, I don't think so. I feel like a natural thing is for you internally, like if you saw, example, for your gorgeous wife, you're out and about, and like Idris Elba came, and
she's
I don't think,
yeah,
she's gonna look at him, but realistically, you saying like, all right, he cute or whatever, but you coming home with me, and that's the end of it. Like, what else is there to? Like, I'm definitely probably going to look at him because I know, the specimen that God created him to be. Amen. But seriously, I think that insecurities are, and specifically if we're talking about within these type of toxic situations, that's a red flag there. If he doesn't want you to be out, or he needs to check your friend list, or you can't have this friend because he's not sure if this friend likes him, type of thing. Like, red flag, boop, 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 boop. Like, this isn't going to work. Because that's only going to spiral down the road. And every second you're checking, like, I don't know if he's going to like my hair this time. I'm going to get my hair. What if I cut my hair?
Then it starts. That's a deep spiral down.
Yeah. It's like a slope. You're just going straight down this roller coaster because for you, that starts affecting your psyche. Yeah. And like, what are you doing? And you don't want to go and do too much to upset him and hurt his little ego or feelings. But like, you in your natural state are not doing anything to intentionally, for sure, to make your spouse upset or to make them jealous or to be disrespectful. Because I feel like once you start questioning me and getting upset, I feel like you are questioning my loyalty and my commitment to this relationship as well.
Right. And if that's a question, then ask the question. But whatever answer has to be the answer. Right.
And that's hard because you asking me a question. Do you really want me to answer it? Because if I give you the honest answer and you're like, no, because I know, well, then you shouldn't have asked me.
Well, you shouldn't have never asked me.
You should just answer the question and then
let it go.
Yeah. So it's tricky for sure, but that is, as you mentioned, that is definitely a red flag, and it can be little. So we're talking about checking phones or wanting to have a password or wanting to be able to log into your phone to see where you are, or see what you're doing, who you've been talking to. You are an adult. You are a person. You are your own being, and you should be able to live as such and coexist as a unit and as a family, essentially. But if we can't be two individuals, for me, that doesn't equate to a healthy relationship.
Because I think, when we talk about domestic violence and abuse issues in families, they get there very subtly with these things that we are just talking about. It's subtle, and all of a sudden you're in this relationship and you feel some significant bond to it, and all of a sudden, this thing just keeps growing larger and larger to an issue.
Yeah, and the control factor, I think is something that if you're looking up any domestic violence cases or anything like that, they'll highlight like the control part, wanting or feeling superior, wanting to be involved or know or don't want you to be your individual self is definitely a red flag, and something you have to try to keep your eyes open. The small things oftentimes leads to those larger things.
So sure. I have recently wrote an article and I haven't published it yet, and I've been holding on to it.
Okay.
It's called The Secret Demasculation of the Black Man from the Black Woman. The Black Woman's Secret Demasculation of the Black Man.
Okay.
The story premises is we're not talking about unhealthy people on either side, but we're talking about the woman who doesn't need the male to be a male because they have strengthened themselves so much of I can, I will, the whole, I keep thinking, what's the song I got in my head? The Scrub song, you know what I mean?
I don't want no scrub.
Right. Yeah,
you no love for me. But I think the thing I challenge with that is, what's the preconceived notion or concept of what that man is in a relationship? Why can't the woman
be
strong,
right,
self-sufficient?
They can.
Okay.
They really can. I think, like I said, that's why I call it the secret. I don't think a strong black woman knows the little things that they do that they're just capable of doing, and not allowing the man wanting to be a caretaker also for them. I think it's the subtleness. I'm not talking about the very harsh demasculation. I'm talking about as subtle as putting gas in your car.
Mm-hmm.
That's subtle. You've been putting gas in your car your whole life. And, hey, honey, where's your keys? I'm going to put gas in your car. All right, filled up. Well, yeah. It seems nothing to her, but he's like, well, I thought this was kind of nice. I was going to fill up a car. You know what I mean? That type of subtleness hurts men.
Right. I mean, I get that, but then that also means it's on the men
to say something.
And to keep up with that. So if I am out and I need gas, I am not thinking
right.
like, oh no, well, let me just press this so I can get home to stroke my husband's ego. Or y'all have to also think ahead and plan accordingly. Okay. Right? So I think the responsibility, and also that comes with communication. So,
but sometimes a lot of it's surprise. And I think men don't speak up because they want it to be subtle. They don't want to be so overt, make on Friday, I want to, it wants to be more like a kindness gesture. But because so many strong women, I think I'm married to Harriet Tubman, remake.
I love your wife.
That it's just something she just flows into doing.
Mm-hmm.
So
I am pretty sure you figure out ways to make sure she knows that not only are you there to support, but you're going to surprise her. You're planning accordingly, specifically in that instance. Mm-hmm. Washing the car, taking the initiative for even things that she may normally do. So if she normally cooks or she normally cleans, not to be stereotypical, but if she normally does something, the way you can assert yourself or help and be a surprise, and for her to know that you are her partner and you guys are in this together, I think it's your responsibility to step in and plan accordingly. Because we gonna do all this.
Right, anyway.
We got this. So you also want to help. Thank you so much. But if you don't, please know I got all this.
Yeah, and that's...
But I don't know. I don't know a strong woman that wouldn't want a man to step up, make sure gas is in the car, make sure you have what you wanted, thinking ahead. I know she's going to the store. I'm gonna just keep an eye. I'm gonna listen for when she get home. I'm gonna already be there at the door.
But see, that's the thing. See,
I know she's gonna call me anyway to ask me to come help her with the bags. Think ahead, plan ahead.
But men don't plan ahead.
Y'all gotta work on it.
Right, okay. And strong women plan 4 days ahead.
Right. So then meet us at the second day at least. Halfway.
Catch up.
Yeah. Well, I think...
So but the question is can you slow down a little bit?
No.
Okay. The answer is no.
Right.
Okay.
No, the answer is definitely no. Can we talk about ways that
you can
we
catch
can
up?
both attack, a situation? So give me an example of what you would like to do, and let's see how we can meet in the middle. But
Well,
if you let me down the one time, I'm not doubling back to figure out if you're gonna let me down again.
No, but sometimes I would like to have more of it for me personally, and you men who are listening and watching and thinking, we like to surprise because surprises are nice.
Love surprises.
But surprises don't work when you already was going to go to the store, get dinner, and already cook by the time I even make it that way. If I have it in my head, man, I want to cook for tonight, but you
can't decide. We've already planned tonight. Okay,
right.
We can't plan tonight. Like, what are we going to eat for dinner tonight?
Right.
And you thinking about this right now? Like, as soon as I finish the show,
yeah,
I'm gonna figure out.
It's already done.
No, that's not the way this works. So knowing that that's the case, when you think about it tonight, then plan for the next day.
Okay, yeah.
Or plan for Friday. Like thinking like you really. I don't think it's the woman's responsibility.
It's not, but how about this? How about even if I say don't go to the store tomorrow?
Yeah.
A strong woman goes, why not? I was going there because I gotta get stuff. Well, I know, but I was gonna go.
Yeah, and I think you just kind of that. I already knew you were going, but I want to go this time. You go all the time. Send me what you want me to get. I'm gonna get some stuff as well.
But here's exactly what strong women, and you know this because you're laughing already. No, that's okay because I have something I wanted to get. And so now I don't want to turn it into, no, I was trying to surprise you because I was going to get you something. And so now it's blown out of the water.
I think you give it a try. So once you counter with, you do this all the time. Please just let me go ahead and do it. Send me what you have or what you want me to get. If she comes back with, no, I'm not sure what I want to get. I just like to be there.
Yeah.
Boom. This is not your area to take over.
Move on.
Figure out something else. Okay, good. You need your car wash and some gas. I'm gonna make sure it's filled up before when you go to the store. Okay.
And that's when it comes to a strong woman, a woman who has developed herself from so many issues and came up, and now they have bricked themselves into the model they want. It's tough to nurture.
Right, but you love a strong woman, and you wouldn't have it any other way, really. But I think it's the communication part, figuring out how we are going to be a partnership. There are things I'm sure that you do that gets on your wife's nerves, but she also figures out how to, and knows when to assert herself, when to just let you do your thing, and ways that she can support you when you on 1,000. But that's just, that's the way we do it. Happy Women's Month.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's the way we born. So.
Thank you, everyone, for visiting us with Voices to be Heard. And we're here every other Wednesday. And I'm Dr. Paul Dyer, and this is Tamara Randolph. And again, she started shekept.org. And it is about Voices to be Heard. It's about talk about domestic issues. Not issues, but domestic violence is a difference. Because it's not just an issue, it's violence. And violence is violence. Let's call it what it is.
Right.
So, thank you so much. Anything before we take off?
No, I just want to, again, say, let's go. Let's be the strong women we are. I love women. I love seeing women win. And it's not too late for you to get out of that situation. You deserve to be loved on. You deserve to be happy. You deserve just happiness in a sane mind, and not only for yourself, but for your family and friends. So it's always an honor to be with you, Dr. Paul. It's always an honor to share this space, for us to talk, for us to laugh a little, but just trying, not making light of the situation, but just saying we are all human. We have different situations that we go through, and we want everyone to know that it is okay to be yourself. It's not a mannequin, like this is what domestic violence looks like. Do you look like this? Domestic violence comes in different shapes, sizes, creeds, ages, genders, race. And it is okay to get the help. There are people here waiting for you to reach out. Again, my contact information website is on the screen. Shekept.org. You can email me, direct message me. I am more than happy to help you find that outlet, find that therapist, find that shelter, figure out housing, figure out money, figure out jobs. I am happy to help if you need it. Please reach out to us. But again, always a pleasure to be here with you, Dr. Paul.
You be safe. You need me, I'm here for you. And everyone, thank you, everyone. Have a blessed and prayerful night. Thank you.
Bye.